Hey there from sunny Miami. It's a sunset, as you can see, beautiful. Thank you for watching. This is another episode of Peter Ergo, TNT, means this and that. Today we're here to talk about Naoya Inoue, the boxer from Japan, who I consider to be the most dominant champion in boxing, period. It's not even close. And you know, I'm Japanese, you can say I'm biased or whatever, but honestly, I don't think so. And a lot of the people I'm going to mention, a lot of experts and former boxers agree with me. I've been into boxing since I was a little kid. My father introduced me to it, and I've watched the careers of like Felix Trinidad, Prince Nassim, a lot of them, you know. A lot of the greats, and you know, I think I have a pretty good eye of good boxers. You know, there's good boxers and there's great boxers. I've never seen anybody as dominant as Inoue. This guy wins an incredible amount of the rounds. You rarely see him lose a round. I think he's lost in his entire career. I think he's lost a total of about six rounds in 30 fights. You got guys like Mike Tyson, who says that Inoue is the best fighter on the planet.
Did you see the monster Inoue?
Yeah.
Do you think he's the best pound for pound, or the winner of this fight is the best fighter in the world?
Japanese fighter is the best fighter.
You got guys like Roy Jones Jr. says the same thing. He thinks that Inoue is pound for pound number one.
At the same time, there's another tornado brewing over there in the name of Inoue.
He just won.
That is a bad dude. You hear me? Say what you want. I know he way over there in Japan or wherever he is, but that is a bad dude. You understand me? They don't give him the credit because we don't see him that much. That dude right there, I think that dude really is pound for pound number one.
Bob Arum, the promoter, worked with everybody, Sugar Ray Leonard, all the way back, everybody. He says Inoue is one of the greatest he's ever seen.
Inoue is not only pound for pound the best in the world, Inoue is the best fighter I've ever seen. Ever seen, no matter what weight category or anything. I have never, ever, in the almost 60 years I've been in boxing, seen anything like Inoue.
It's just a matter of dominance. You know, he gets dropped. He's been dropped twice in the last, year? But you have to remember, great attacking fighters who really attack and go for the knockout are gonna leave themselves open occasionally, because it's a dangerous proposition to be attacking. You're leaving yourself open, you're out of balance, whatever. Defensive fighters like Floyd Mayweather, they're not going to get down because they're always defensive. They're rarely going for the knockout. All their fights go the distance. They win by decision. They win by points. Inoue, he has a 90% knockout rate. I can't even remember the last time he didn't knock somebody out. You know, when he gets knocked down the last two times, the only two times he's been knocked down, he got knocked down. The round after, he comes back, he wins the round, eventually starts to dominate again, and then knocks them out. It's unbelievable. It's the most exciting. He is the most exciting fighter there is to watch. True boxing fans, you know, before he fought here just recently and beat Cardenas in a similar fashion. True boxing fans were getting up early in the morning to watch his fights in Japan, because this guy can't miss if you're a true boxing fan. I've been into him pretty heavily for the last year, I would say. I just don't see anybody as dominant as him and as exciting to watch. Even, you know, Tank, who everybody wants to see him fight, even Tank says he's unbelievable. He respects his skills. He has only good things to say about Inoue. Even me, I wanted the fight to happen, Inoue versus Tank, because they're about the same height. But it's just not going to happen. Tank's at 130, 135. I think he's at 135. Inoue, his max is probably going to be 126. I don't see him going any higher than that. I think he wants to try to get the belt at 126, and maybe even be undisputed at 126. But I think that's about as far as he can go. He's already gone up 5 weight divisions. That would be his 6th. I think that's as far as he can go. You got to remember, he started out at 108. If you don't know who he is, I'd say just go on YouTube, search Naoya Inoue or Monster Inoue, Inoue, and watch the highlights. There's a bunch of reaction videos. People who are like boxing fans who've never seen him, and they post reaction videos, and they're stunned because this guy is just a machine. He's a fighting machine. In his early career, he was knocking everybody out. And you don't understand, this guy had such an amazing amateur career that when he got into the pros, he signed a contract with his company saying he didn't want to fight anybody. I think who was who wasn't in the top 20 or something like that. I can't even remember. But he got a championship belt, I think before 10 fights, he was a champion. He was like the youngest champion, I think maybe in boxing history. And the guy's just been dominant ever since. He's been fighting. He fought Fulton, who was a champion. Everybody thought Fulton would beat him. He knocked out Fulton. Dominated him as dominated him in boxing, and then knocked him out. Yeah. Inoue is the man. It's not even close. You watch guys like Tank. Tank loses rounds, and then somehow knocks him out. But if he doesn't, this fight's a toss-up or he's even losing. Look what happened with Roach. Couldn't knock out Roach. It was a draw. Look at Usyk. Usyk's fights too, man. He loses rounds. They're close. You don't know who's going to win. He's not dominant. These guys. Look at Canelo. Canelo had a weak fighter in front of him, chased him around for 12 rounds. Couldn't knock the guy out. Inoue, he's not. These guys aren't closers. Inoue is a closer. Inoue is fighting a weaker fighter. He's going to get the guy out within 6 rounds. Look at even Crawford. I think Crawford's overrated. Crawford fought that guy, Madrimov or something like that. He looked average. He did not look impressive. Couldn't do anything in 12 rounds. Barely beat him on points. So for my money, if you want to see a dominant champion, there's only one guy to watch, and that's Monster Inoue. Peace.